Hello everybody, and thank you all for joining me again here today on Hudson County for another TTRPG Talk. This video series takes a look at tabletop role-playing games related materials, makes suggestions for your own games, and takes a look at some of my own materials. Today, we have an unboxing. Not that long ago, well, actually I guess it was a while ago now, I put some money into a Kickstarter that looked really interesting to me, and so you can see the results here. We have, sorry, I'm going to need to flip the box over to get it out. So this is Cyberpunk Augmented. This is the box set that came out as a part of the Kickstarter that happened a while ago. And here we go. So we've got a sleeve. Sorry, my camera is losing focus again. Come on over here. So as you can see, we have a nice pretty sleeve. We'll put that aside for now. And inside we have our box with two sets of pamphlets. So if we open this, and it will say right there, aha, here we go. We have all the game moderator stuff is over here on this side, and all of the runner or player stuff is on this side. So we'll take a look at the player stuff first. Our pamphlets, again, for those of you who don't know, Cyberpunk is a Forged in the Dark game. That, of course, is Cyberpunk, right? By Emmanuel Melo. So this is the basically sort of like the game setup introductory sort of pamphlet. This is the one with all the rules and stuff in it, how action rolls work, progress tracks, threats, angle rolls, adversarial rolls, all that kind of stuff. And you can see that this is actually pretty glossy. The print is really nice. There are random little glossy spots, and the headline. You can probably see a little bit of it in the reflections, but we've got glossy bits on the top bars for the different beginnings of different sections. Has a nice texture to it. Some of our boxes also have some shiny texture you might be able to see. Overall, very nice. Front picture also has texturing on it as well, and gloss. Very, very nice quality. Good thick paper. Will probably stand up for a while. Underneath it, with it, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are runner files. These are basically character sheets. This, I'm not 100% sure if this is dry erase. It feels like it might be. It's got a glossy cover, so you might be able to use it. I don't recommend using it that way. I would print out a copy and just do it yourself. Just to make sure you don't mess it up. But this looks really nice. It has all the basic rules and stuff on it. Of course, we have the main meat of the character sheet here in the middle. Different levels of harm and stress and stuff over here. The different sort of gear and augmentations your character can have. All of the different skills and approaches your character has. Roles involving basic roles here on the left. So basically, you can just leave it sit out open like this and just play your game, right? We have some other things here about how to actually create a character. And some basic protocols you might want to do whenever you're playing a character. For example, embrace the cyberpunk life, right? Go into danger, fall in love with trouble. Act now, plan with flashbacks later. Basic stuff like that. Over here we have some special actions your character might be able to do. Here on the back we have assets and upgrades. Some place where you can write notes, and some iconography key code here for stuff that is happening on the inside, marked in amongst the rules. So there we go. We have those there. So I will set those aside for the moment. Now let's take a look and see what is over here in the game moderator section. So again, all of these are very high quality paper. A lot of them are glossy in spot gloss, and sort of a matte finish in other sections. But this one right here, This is the Cyberpunk Framework pamphlet. And this one basically is giving you um, ideas and ways that you can kind of create uh, basically a short campaign instead of like one shots. Basically, this is designed to kind of help you figure out how to kind of run a game. And then here we have a section on the back here where we're talking about how you can build a run, and then the basic sort of phases that your game will probably go through, where we have a whole chunk here where we're talking about just setup and then how to actually do the run. I'll take a look at this one next because this one's quite interesting. This is Cyberpunk Hunters. So this one actually, if I remember correctly, yes, I do believe so. This one is basically a guide for creating major enemy antagonist NPCs. So yeah, basically you're creating, you're coming up with a basic concept and a name for it, adding on some skills, signature augmentations, stuff like that as you develop it. And then of course there's rules here for like when you should be activating one of these hunters in a game. So basically these are intended to be basically once your runners are getting a little bit too big for their britches, let's say, something like this would be really useful to have like elite NPCs that would be able to potentially confront and cause trouble for a group of runners that are stronger than you might have your average, which would be very useful whenever you're having to deal with, again, a campaign as opposed to just like one shots. This one is weird. So this is a plugin on Augment, right? An addition to the game where it is specifically talking about essentially mystical, magical, different sorts of weird things that you can throw into your game, like weird biotech as opposed to cybertech, right? New factions that might be involved in all of this. Like, for example, the Elder is a dragon with iridescent scales that commands worshippers from their lair from on top of an old arcology. Although their endgame is uncertain, so far their most loyal followers have quickly achieved key positions in major megacorps. That sounds bad. Oh, there's a reference here to Baba Yaga. There's different sorts of drawbacks that might potentially show up whenever that are unique to some of these weird powers and consequences and augments, meta talents, they're describing them as. And of course, there's an inciting incident that might have introduced all this weird stuff, like some sort of mad science experiment gone wrong, an ancient prophecy that results in magic being reintroduced into the world, or some other really weird thing. New threats obviously as well, where we have spirits, some forms of aberrants like harpies it mentions there, and melds, so like items that have kind of become something different than the way they were. And of course the picture in the front is obviously epic. This is a setting, so this one is, as you can see, Predator, and obviously, as you can see, it is very heavily inspired by the sort of Predator series of movies and stuff. But here we have like the actual Predator power suit. So apparently that is the origins of this. There's essentially a skirmish between these two factions, and you're end up getting involved in it. And a lunar habitat. So there's that one. This is not a setting, but a run. These last two are actually runs. Actually, this one's a run. I don't know, but we'll take a look at that one in a second. But this is a run. Mind the Gap. It is, again, another run for Cyberpunk. This one is specifically very sort of straightforward. It's essentially supposed to be like an introductory adventure. Again, kind of taking place in a subway, or some sort of train system or something along those lines. I really like the layout and design for this one. The art and this is really good. We also have some nice shiny glossy here for checkboxes, which again, I'm guessing this means that you could probably use it as dry erase. Although again, I wouldn't, because I just adore these too much. I wouldn't want to do that to them. Um, but yeah, oh, and also there are audio files for PA announcements that you can scan that and get to there from the website. Um, so yeah, that's interesting. Just to kind of adds a little bit of extra taste to it. The use of firearms is prohibited inside the vehicle. The Trans-Metropolitan Monorail Company thanks you for your compliance. All right. So this one is the last one. This is Monorise Megapolis. So it says here that this is a cyberpunk glass run scenery. Um, so it says here. Yes. So it says here, this pamphlet will allow you to create runs that reference the Sprawl novel trilogy by William Gibson. So specifically, this is basically a guides to kind of help you create, you know, again, cyberpunk adventures that fit into the tone and theme of that series of books. I have not read it, so I'm not familiar with it. I know I have not read as much cyberpunk as I probably should have. But it's got us showing all the different sorts of threats and factions and the different sorts of different styles of cyberware and stuff like that that would be more fitting for this particular payloads, unexpected events that better fit this particular series of books, like Finding a Dinosaur, or someone is getting a call from Mars, or well, the subway stops working. Gee, I wonder why the subway stopped working. That was Cyberpunk Augmented. Thank you all again for joining me for this little unboxing. Links to various and sundry related stuff that will be found in the doobly-doo down below. I don't know the specific status of being able to purchase physical or digital versions of this because, again, I got it from the Kickstarter. They sent it to me actually a little bit ago now. I think probably about a week ago, maybe two. But yeah, I'll definitely put in links in the description down below. Thank you all for joining me. Don't forget to rate your itch purchases and have a good zone. If you would like to show your support for this channel or for the Hessens County blog, in the description down below you will find links to the channel coffee and also the itch store. Please feel free to take a look and thank you for your support.